welcome back to the Growing Pains podcast. As you know, my name is Jordan, and I'm here, as always, with
Big Z.
Today, we got a special guest. His name is Tommy.
Yo.
We're going to be asking him the same questions we ask everybody, get his outlook on different aspects of life and things like that. We pretty much start off the same way. Tommy, I mean, I grew up in Reading. Z grew up here in South Jersey.
Yep.
Where did you grow up?
So I was born over in South Philly. I lived over on 2nd Street for a little while. Then I moved over to Jersey at a young age. I was probably about 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
So I really claim to grow up in Jersey, but I'm still a Philly boy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I grew up right in Berlin, same town as Z. That's how we met. And then yeah, it was pretty much Jersey boy for the majority of my life. I split it down. Probably about 10 years of my life in Philly, and then the rest Jersey.
You still like the Eagles. You don't like the Giants or nobody.
Birds, baby.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
Going to the Cardinals game, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
There you go. How long have you and Z been friends? I know you said you lived right around Z. Obviously, you and him are friends. How long have you been friends?
Time, man.
How long's a long time?
Man, so I moved over here, and I was 7, 8, so that's what, 2nd, 3rd grade.
Okay.
And since then, honestly, we've been. I remember I sat down on New Kids sitting at the lunch table. Z came and sat with me, and then it's been.
Z sat next to you. You were like,
Ever since.
"Why is the teacher sitting next to me?" This big ass
I think he had a
kid.
full-grown beard in 2nd grade.
I'm still working on mine. 28 years in, but we'll get there. So what was your? I guess we could start with Philly. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty bad at remembering things from like a super young age. I don't know how much you remember from South Philly, but what was your childhood like in South Philly?
In South Philly, so we had I got my boy Jose, still friends with him. I've been friends with him since I call him my womb brother. We came out the womb. We were born in the same hospital.
Okay.
We used to play knock knock zoom zoom. We would play 2-hand touch football all the
Knock
time.
knock zoom zoom.
We'd
Ding
play,
dong ditch around me.
Yeah. We'd play ding dong ditch in Jersey.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we played a lot of 2-hand. We weren't allowed. We were young, so we weren't allowed off the block too much. We'd go around. Right, there's a park right on 2nd and Jackson. We'd go there, play basketball, play on the jungle gym.
Yeah, and you were like 6
touch,
years old, you said?
7, 8.
7, 8, okay. I was going to say, even now, 7, 8 years old, they're not letting kids go out and play by themselves. Like, I mean, in the city, you're like, I did that stuff, you know, where I grew up, but a lot of kids in, like, suburbs and stuff like that, I feel like they're a little more, like, playing the front yard, you know what I mean? In the city, you don't got the front yard to play in, you know what I mean?
My boy Zay's dad we'd either be playing 2-hand touch football, playing Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something, or we used to box. He used to have us boxing each other.
Okay.
So,
there you go. And what about, like, what changed when you came to Jersey? Anything, or you kind of did the same thing?
So when I came to Jersey, I was new. I had to obviously get my friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's always hard, for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like...
I made it easy.
Yeah, a little easy.
I made it easy.
Yeah.
You must have been a loner because you went right over to the new kid.
I can't even remember if I was a loner, honestly. I don't think so, though, right?
Maybe he got you out of your shell.
Grade, was I a loner?
Man, I barely remember last week.
So, I mean, pretty much kind of the same things, it seems like, from... I mean, not much change. It's not like, you know, you're moving to, like,
Used to
Minneapolis
fight.
or something, you know what I mean? You're still pretty close to where you grew up. So we can go to high school. What high school did you go to? I think you said earlier you went to a couple different ones.
Yeah, so I went to Overbrook High School my freshman year, right in Pine Hill, and then when freshman year ended, we had to move. Unfortunately, I moved over back to Philly, and then I went to Furnace High School.
How old were you when you went back to Philly?
Freshman year, I was 15, I think.
Okay.
15 or 14.
Yeah, so a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
Did anything change? Like, did you feel like anything changed from when you were? It's a big thing to remember, but from 6 to like 15, I feel like you're able to do a lot more as a 15-year-old than at 6, 7, 8 in the city.
So my mom was always working. So she was always working. Dad passed away young. I really was like doing not whatever I wanted. I was always restricted to certain things, come home a certain time, but yeah, we used to ride bikes and stuff in
you were more independent and stuff like that, probably, obviously.
Yeah.
So that was freshman year. Junior year, were you still in, or sophomore year?
So we moved around a lot in high school. So So sophomore year, I went to Furnace. Then we moved back to Jersey, and then I ended up going to Hamilton High School for a little bit. I was living in Acco.
Okay.
I went to Hamilton High School to finish out my sophomore year, and then we ended up that summer moving back to Philly, and financially we weren't stable, so
yeah.
I was doing online school. I was going to go to Southern. My mom was looking it up. It was real bad school at the time, still is from what I hear.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Zach thought it was closed down. I'm like, nah, they just look like prisons out there.
It looked empty.
Yeah.
What's it when the place is shut down?
Just
Like,
vacant.
yeah,
Vacant.
vacant.
Yeah, it was
Abandoned.
completely vacant.
Yeah, it's just abandoned.
Yeah, so then, and I was like, junior year, I'm like, all right, then I won't go to Southern, let's try and find an online program. So I did that. I used to wake up at like 5 in the morning, bang out all my classes, and I would actually take the train over to Jersey and go to work.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
And that was junior year.
yeah.
And then senior year.
And no, well, junior year, and then we ended up moving back to
Okay.
Jersey. And then my mom, I always wanted to graduate with all my homies I grew up with.
Yeah.
So then my mom, that was like one of her goals. She wanted that for me.
That's cool.
So we ended up moving back, and then second half of junior year and all senior year finished at Overbrook. So.
Okay. And when you were moving like between all these schools, like looking back at it now, do you still have friends from all them schools, or you just have a select few
So
from like?
it's funny. So
Because I
when
feel like you should have like a million
many-
friends.
million
You know what I
friends,
mean?
right?
but I'm not the like.
Keep your head down, get your work done. Kind of
get
guy,
my
right?
work done, and I gotta really know you.
Yeah.
There's some kids that we were cool in Furnace and stuff, and
Okay.
then there's kids in Hamilton I'm still cool with to this day, and then
We grow apart too.
but Furnace,
yeah.
they were in Philly, and we're kind of cool over Instagram. Might like each other posts, talking
Yeah.
through the DMs.
So we
and
should
stuff
get like
that.
10,000 views here, just off
Right.
the people that
Off
you
of
know in
it.
high school. But nah, I mean, I feel I went to the same high school. I went to the same elementary, middle school, high school, Muhlenberg Elementary, middle school, high school, and I mean, even me, like I don't talk to 90% of the people I went to high school with.
Right.
Same.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like, obviously you're there one year, you're not there the next year. Like, it's hard to
You fall
keep
off.
a friendship.
Keep
It's hard to
right.
keep friendships with people I've known my whole
Whole
life
life,
at this
right,
point. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like, I'm an hour and a half away. I feel like I'm in Hawaii sometimes.
Right,
Like,
right.
all right. So after high school, did you go to college?
Nah, I didn't go to college. I would have liked to. Just the financial position we were in. I could have probably. I didn't apply myself fully in school. I used to.
Me neither.
I used to leave school early to go to work.
Yeah.
I didn't. Never really applied myself.
You want to make some money too.
Yeah.
Once you get a little taste of that money, it's like.
you had to. I had to.
He tried to
Yeah.
skip out. What were you? You go to the nurse?
Yeah, I would go sign into the nurse and then leave school early to go to work with Z.
Okay.
Back when we were working at the street center.
I feel
so.
like I feel like a lot of kids that get that taste of money
Mhm.
before they go to college, and I mean before college, what are you making, like $300 a week?
Yeah.
But still, it's $300 that you were getting from your parents before
Yeah.
whatever, or
Right.
not having it.
Yeah.
So it's like
Exactly.
you get that little taste of money, and it's like,
Yeah,
college.
exactly.
I don't know. If you did go to college, what do you think you would have like went for? What would you?
So
What were you into? Maybe at that time, even now looking back, like.
I'm really like hands-on and I like building stuff. Like
Okay.
like as a kid, loved Legos.
Yeah.
Loved. So I really wanted to do architecture, but like I said, I never went. Never. I should have applied myself, but maybe I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I went that route. Maybe I'd be farther. Maybe I'd be behind. I don't think about it too much. I don't worry about it too much. I worry about what's going
Yeah,
on
you
now,
can't be
know?
stuck in
Yeah.
stuck in the
Yeah,
past
yeah,
on
Can't be
like
stuck.
what would I have done if I
Yeah,
went to
yeah,
college.
can't be
you
stuck.
can't.
I think about it sometimes now though too, like when you're, I don't know, when you're in a career, like there's a lot of different things that I feel like you could have went to college and learned,
Right.
and now you gotta learn it like, I don't know, you gotta learn it on your feet, like you gotta learn it in the moment. Just
Right.
just stupid things like, I don't know, obviously we work at the same company, like
Mhm.
there's a lot of behind the scenes business things that, I don't know, maybe somebody that went to college for business would
Know
know.
about
You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
And it's like now it's something you have to learn. But then again, like I tell everybody that asks me that says like, do you think I should go to college? I don't know. If you want to be a doctor,
You have
like
to, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I think finance, things like that is good.
Yeah.
But if
It's
you go to
certain-
work
certain
like
fields like nursing.
I have a lot of
Yeah,
friends.
there's
I have a lot of
certain-
friends that went to college and like, so they were in college,
Mhm.
and I was working for 4 years. So I worked for 4 years, and they get out of college in debt, and they're getting the same position that either now I have or that I got 4
Right.
years ago.
Yeah.
So now they're like, oh, you make how much money? Like, well, I've been working for 4 years, and like I
Right.
get it. You went to college, but a lot of people don't realize like you get out of college. you still have to start at the bottom. Like you don't go to college and like apply to be the boss. Like
you gotta start at the bottom and
no matter what.
So
sometimes I feel like depending on what you want to do, like even like going to school for business, like it might be better to work with somebody that has their own business to get that knowledge, because you're getting it all hands on for 4 years straight, none of the stupid math courses, science courses, all that stupid stuff you have to take. You're just getting all that.
I wish I would have went to the military or the Navy. Or
I tried to do
Force.
that.
Yeah,
they wouldn't let me in.
I had a messed up knee, so I kind of weighed out my options. I'm like, it's really not.
Z can't go in the military. He's too big of a target.
I'm too big, man.
I just don't know how I feel.
I'll be the first one down.
I don't know how I feel with my drill sergeant yelling in my face. I'd be like, oh,
that's
man.
my biggest.
Yeah, we talked to last episode. We talked to Caleb about that same thing. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I think it definitely makes you like mentally strong, especially like growing up in the city. Like people disrespect you and yell at you. Like your first reaction is like, I'm gonna knock you the hell out. You know what I mean? And it's like, it takes a lot for people to hold back and just stand there and take that shit.
See, I can I'd bite my tongue all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you
have
gotta
to.
respect
you
your higher up or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean? But I don't know. It wasn't for me. Didn't work out, so it never happened. You know what I mean?
I said last time, I think the military is definitely like a good thing, especially for a kid that's like doesn't know what they want to do. Like I definitely think it does make you like super independent. Like especially. Just go to boot camp for like a month and it's gonna make you independent. Like everybody, especially now, you grow up with phones and Instagram and all that stuff. Like you're never away from anybody that you want to be away from. You know what I mean? Like I can talk to my friend in Hawaii right now, but in boot camp you can't talk to the closest person to you. You know what I mean? Caleb was saying like he was excited to get mail. Like it's fucking 1940. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's a good path for somebody that doesn't really know what they need, especially if they need like structure in their life.
Right.
It's the Wolf's recommendation. So you didn't go to college. Obviously, you're working now. Would have been an architect. What about like your future career path now? So obviously you didn't go to college. We work in the same company.
Right.
I know Z does the real estate things on the side. Like we got the podcast on the side. Obviously in the company, I'm sure you want to grow.
Yeah.
But what about like your future career path? Is this it? Do you want to do things outside of here?
So right now, obviously, I'm locked in with Rockers, main goal, and then I want to obviously build my way up the ladder, walk my way up the ladder, and then get up there, get the management, get the regional manager maybe one day. But I do have a goal of fitness page coming soon. I'm going to the gym. Yeah, I want to.
Had me up at 5 a.m. the other fucking day. I'm still sore. I had to tap out today. My son was up at 3 a.m. That's my excuse. Excuses.
No excuses tomorrow. But I do. I would like to maybe own gyms one day. You know what I mean? And push to own a gym. I see. Even be an influencer through the gym and get sponsorships.
Would you do like personal training? You think you want to do something like that?
I would do personal training.
He's personally training me right now. Just watch.
Just wait. Give him
he got some good workouts. I'm telling you.
A little bit.
But no,
I could see myself doing that.
That'd be cool. Especially like, I think a lot of them you could probably franchise too. Like my best buddy he just got into a franchise. Like he runs the company obviously, and he kind of got the blueprint like to succeed.
Right.
So I definitely think that's a goal. One thing with gyms that I heard that's funny is like the way they make their money is by people getting into like. So basically, you commit to a contract with a gym, $25 a month.
Right.
Like 85% of the people end up not going to the gym.
Absolutely.
Especially like the first of the year.
I'm that guy.
Killing it. Yeah, I got 2 gym memberships. I go to the same gym, so I'm that guy too. But like, you figure you get 1,000 members for 25. You make it $25,000 a month, and then half of them don't go. That's just. It's not going towards your expenses,
the quality of your equipment,
all that.
Your vendor machine stays full with energy.
So we got to get the fitness page going.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I'm working on it. SNC Fitness.
Okay.
Strength and confidence. Or strength in.
Confidence? Confidence is a big one.
Strength and consistency.
Strength and consistency. Consistency is bigger than confidence, I think, honestly.
Strength and consistency, because honestly, you're not gonna become jacked right away. You're not gonna become skinny right away. You're not
That's
gonna,
it.
you know what I mean? It's gonna take consistency, dedication, and discipline.
I like
you
you
know
better
what I mean?
make that page because somebody's gonna steal that shit.
Right,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I might
Especially
steal it.
on the
I'll
podcast.
sell you that username.
You better go home and make it right now.
No, but we were talking about that, like consistency too. Is like people say they. I think we talked to it about New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
Which I think this is actually going to be the New Year's episode, so this is perfect.
Right.
But just like New Year's resolutions is like everybody wants to go to the gym, or everybody wants to I don't know, stop drinking or stop smoking or whatever it is, and it's like the consistency is a big thing, and the other thing is like start now. Like why do you got to wait till the new year?
Right.
I'm doing a New Year's resolution type of thing. Like I'm gonna try and
I'm
not
gonna try
drink.
it again.
I'm gonna try and not drink for
try it
75 days and a couple other things.
There you go.
And I'm making some dumbass excuses because like I got some parties coming up that I'm not starting it now. So I'm fucking telling you people to do these things and
Right.
jackass. But
I got you.
like the consistency once you start it though too is like if you go to the like you said, you go to the gym for a week, like
Right.
you're not gonna do nothing. I'm going to the gym for a week. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, maybe I'm a little bigger. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I know, like
It's funny too, because at the gym, I know a couple buddies I see there often, and it's like, every time by New Year's it's packed, it's loaded.
Oh, it's gonna be insane.
And they're like, when I was first starting, they're like, give it a month.
Yeah.
Give it a month. It's gonna be dead again. Everybody, their New Year's resolution dies down. So it's,
And they're all not gonna. We go 5 in the morning. There's New Year's resolutions. Nobody's waking up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym. No, they're all going after work.
really
Weekends.
3:30 with the drive.
Yeah, like it's insane. But the weekends. So all right, that's like your future career path. I guess it kind of goes into the next thing, like a long-term goal that you would have. I guess it would probably be the gyms.
Be the gyms, grow. When I make the fitness page and everything, YouTube, TikTok, everything, all the social medias, I'm gonna grow that.
Yeah.
Just get bigger in that, and hopefully can get some sponsorships. and stuff
TikTok's
like that.
big, man. We got some views on TikTok.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
TikTok's doing
We
all
got
right.
like all these views. We don't got any. I don't know what the algorithm is, but
It's the way, man. It's the way.
I mean, we seen some things we can make some money on there. So
some people are millionaires off of just TikTok.
Right.
TikTok dances.
we might not even put these podcasts out anymore. We might just put up the clips.
a bunch of
You know what I
reels.
mean? This might not even come out and see the light of day. But
right.
one thing I want to talk about is like with long-term goals too is like I don't know. Like me personally, obviously I have I don't know if I have a long-term goal.
Mhm.
Like I know who I'm going to be, who I'm working to be,
Right.
and all those kind of things. But like I don't know, your long-term goal can't be too long-term. I mean, at least that's how I look at it. So
Right.
I'll tell a little bit about myself. I have Crohn's disease. My mom's best friend growing up died from Crohn's disease.
Okay.
My brother happens to have Crohn's disease as well. Almost died. He got 2.5 foot of his intestine removed. I got 1.5 foot of my intestine removed. So like, my outlook on like a long-term goal is like, look, people are living to 100. People are gonna live to 120. But like me, I don't know. Your health can change in the snap of a finger. Like,
Absolutely.
you know, God willing, I live till fucking 120. But like, who knows how long-term? You have this long-term goal, but who knows how long-term you're going to be here?
Right,
You know what I mean? So like, I think you have to have some urgency to it. Like,
You got
and
to.
like, look, my health goes bad, and something happens to me.
Right.
Obviously, not hoping for that at all.
Yeah.
But what's my legacy left behind? Like, all right, I'm a caring kid. I care about people. Whatever. That dies away. I'm gone in 10 years. Nobody fucking remembers me.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
That you
got it, yeah,
stuff
but you
stuff,
have to
you
like,
know?
I want that shit now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so
for
many
sure.
people. We talked about it before we started the episode. Like, everybody wants to be something or wants to do something, and like,
Right.
I think people have to change their wording to themselves. Like, I stopped saying like, I want to be this. I want to be like this person, or I want to do this. Like now, I'm like,
I will.
I'm going to be this
Right.
person. Like,
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
to be
yeah.
this husband. I'm going to be this father. Like, I'm working at it every day. So for
Right.
me to say I want to be this person, like, I don't fucking want to be this person. I'm going to be this type of person.
Right.
So I don't know. That's my outlook on long-term goals. Kind of deep, but whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to the next thing. I got 3 quotes. This will probably go super quick, but I like to throw the quotes out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll go. The first one here is a little odd, and I'll dig into it a little bit and get your thoughts.
Yeah, I need to hear it.
So I've seen somebody say you have to be a savage and a servant. You have to be a lamb and a lion.
Okay.
So it's kind of
I like that.
talking out both sides of your ass at both statements.
Yeah.
So you have to be a savage. Obviously, you have to
Yeah.
have that work ethic,
That fire.
and you
gotta
have
be a
to,
dog.
you know, you got to be a dog.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
you have to also be a servant to the people around you. Like you have to. I know you want to help everybody, but you're also like a dog. You know what I mean?
You can
so like you have to have that balance. That's how I see that first half.
I agree.
You can lead the horse to the lake. Make them drink. You know
exactly. So I think that first half, the second half, you gotta be a lamb and a lion. I think kind of goes the same way, and I take that as like you gotta know when to lay down, you gotta know when to roar.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you gotta have that strength to be able to say what you want to say, but you also have to have the strength to, like you said earlier, bite your tongue, know when you're wrong, and take it from there.
Accept your mistakes.
My second one I actually sent to the boss the other day because we were kind of talking about it a little bit. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That's the difference of having a team.
Yeah,
I like that.
So I think
you need a team. You need a supportive cast around you.
Yeah, that's it. And I feel like you can get
make it.
You can get anywhere fast. Like I kind of talked to him about it a little bit, but like I mean, you can easily buy a bunch of businesses real fast, but you're not going to go far,
and
you're going to fail.
You gotta have a solid team.
You gotta have a team.
Even billionaires and millionaires, they all got a team around them.
That's what I mean. Like you have to have that team around you if you want to go far. It's easy to go fast. You know what I mean? Like
it is easy to go fast.
You can throw your money out there and go as fast as you want, but you're not going to succeed. The only way you're going to succeed and go far is if you have a team.
Right.
And then the last one kind of goes back to the teams, and it's a big thing we've been talking about here. There are no bad teams. There's only bad leaders. So what do you think about that? Because I think
100%.
I don't know. I'm a little sideways on that. I think.
Listen.
I mean, I don't know, because I think you could have a good team and have a bad leader, and the team can go bad.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
But what do you think? We'll get Z's out.
I think that you definitely need to have a strong leader for the team. If you got a bad leader, eventually the team will go bad.
I think so. Like the position I have,
it might not be right away, but the team will definitely go bad if you don't have a good leader.
Yeah, I think you can have a bad leader and have a good team. And if the bad leader is willing to learn, they can become a good leader.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the position I'm in right now, when I got it here at the company, like I was thrown into it earlier than I ever should have been.
Right.
But I came into a shop with some of the best techs we have that cared about me and wanted me to succeed because they know me succeeding helps them succeed.
Right.
But I'm also like that guy that wants to learn.
You wouldn't have been a bad leader then. You would have just been a leader that didn't.
I think I was a bad leader just because I didn't exactly know what I was doing.
Right. But that doesn't mean you stay a bad leader.
True. Exactly. That's the only thing that I say about this is that.
But I was saying that if you got a bad leader and he doesn't want to grow or do anything by himself,
the team's going bad.
The team's going bad for sure.
But you got to also think about it like this: you could be a great leader and your team might not be as hungry.
Right.
So I feel like it works both ways. You need a good leader, obviously, and then you need to have a good team. You got to have people that are hungry, just as hungry as you. You can't be a dog and then have some cats with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I've always felt like I don't know. I feel like I could be with like a shitty team and bring them together.
Bring them up?
I think it's I feel like just stroking myself. I feel like it's a strength of mine. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I can. Now that doesn't mean they're gonna succeed. You know what I mean? Right. They could still suck. Like if you have a bunch of people that suck at their jobs, you can still build a team.
Right.
And they can still suck at their jobs.
Absolutely.
But I think you can still have a good team.
Yeah.
You can take a bad team and make them a good team. That doesn't mean they're gonna perform any better.
Yeah.
So I feel like
your skills are your skills.
Yeah. So I feel like to be a good leader, you need to be able to bring the best in people, even if
you have to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've got to try and bring it out and try,
yeah.
obviously, and it's really up to them if they want to be a part of the team, a winning team and a losing team. It comes to winning and losing.
I think the biggest thing too, that's something like I'm working on, is just like the hard truths that you have to tell people. It's just, you know what I mean? Like I think we talked about it, like I don't know however many episodes we're on, but like if somebody's working, say in the front office, somebody's working wherever in the doctor's office, like, and they just stink every day. Like, it's hard to walk up to somebody and tell them, like, yo, you fucking stink.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's hard to do, but like, and a lot of people might take it wrong. But at the end of the day, like you're saying it to help them, to grow them, and like if you have somebody that wants to grow,
if you don't
wants
ever
to be
say
better,
it, the team won't ever grow.
Yeah,
they won't ever see themselves doing as bad.
Yeah, and somebody like that wants to grow will take that and say,
okay,
they're trying to help me.
Right,
you know
someone above me is giving me some advice.
And the thing is too, like, as a leader, like, I feel like when I tell somebody, like, I don't know, somebody when I first started here told me I sucked on the phone. I was horrible. I was quiet. I don't know why. talk loud all the time now.
Right.
But I was quiet. They told me I sucked on the phone, and like
Right.
I fucking turned around the next day and was like a loud monster. But like, who knows how long I would have been quiet on the phone if that didn't happen.
Right.
But I also was the person that was like, I wanted to change, and then as the leader at the time, like my leader at the time, noticed like, and said like, you're doing better. You know what I mean? So it's easy for somebody to just go around critique people all day and then never give them a pat on the back.
Right.
But like I read a book, The 1 Minute Manager, and it's all about like, you know, critiquing somebody for a minute, but then also giving them some props for like, you know, you're doing a bad job, but listen, you're not a bad person. You know what I mean? Like you're not. I appreciate you here. I want you here.
See the potential.
You know what I mean?
I've seen you work better.
Yeah, like you have to.
You can do better.
You have to say the good to people, but you also have to say the bad to people, which is something hard. Like I said, I'm working on it. So
it's
I think some people just get comfortable. They get comfortable.
Oh, that's a big topic we've been talking about.
Some people lose that
this.
hunger, and
yeah,
you gotta have it.
That's what we talk about too. Is like it's easy for people to get like comfortable in their position or like whatever position, a job, like your position in life, whatever it is, and then the only thing that bugs me, which I've said multiple times now, is like the people that get comfortable and then complain about the people that stayed uncomfortable to grow themselves, and they're like, oh, must be nice.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh,
must be nice.
But they didn't see all that.
Oh, Jordan bought a boat. Like, must be nice. Like, okay, well,
you work
I'm
hard
fucking
for that.
working hard for this, and you wanted to be comfortable doing 40 hours a week or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, that's great. You know what I mean? Like we've been saying, that's great if you're comfortable and you're happy. Just don't complain about the next man when you know they're getting more. Like if that's something that you want, then. You know, don't be comfortable. Like, you're not going to get more by doing the same thing.
Nothing's just going to come to you.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Big Z over here at the Growing Pains Podcast, and I want to give a big shout out to our favorite sponsor, Dads for America. Dads for America is a clothing brand founded in 2023 that's here to give thanks to American dads since 1776. Dads for America donates 4% of every purchase to Folds of Honor, which is a charity known for giving back to families of our fallen troops. Here at Growing Pains Podcast, we believe that America is still the greatest country in the world and will continue to support any brand that feels the same way. God bless America. Let's get back to the show.
The problem is I fucking get drunk and I Cash App you or whatever the fuck I do.
Yeah.
I
Apple pays you every time.
Apple Pay. I'm like, yo, let's just $50. And I'm like, we lose. I'm like, we'll get back to it. And then like 30 minutes later, I Venmo or whatever, fucking Apple Pay him some more.
Yeah, one night I had $400 in my Apple cash.
It was probably all mine.
It was all
I remember one night we're playing the slots on FanDuel or whatever, and we're playing maybe like $1 or whatever. I'm like, we got like $100. I'm like, yo, Z, I gotta go back.
Let me see that.
I come back. I'm like, yo, what do we got? We got like $12. He's doing fucking $10 spins.
I was hoping you'd come back with a $1,200
party.
Yeah,
it was.
I get back. First of all, we hit a bonus and we went crazy. We won like $12.
Them bright lights and noises.
We won like $12. I was like, that don't even make sense.
Crazy. Every single time.
Enough stupid stories about us. We get back to the episode.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So I'll go back to something you said in the first part of the episode. You said your dad passed away when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
What age was that at?
So I was 12, turning 13.
Okay.
April 11, 2011. I remember I was
I remember.
I was at Zach's house.
Yeah.
And my
mom, really?
Yeah, my mom came to pick me up, and we were with a friend of ours that we know, and his dad recently passed away, and my mom came to pick me up, and she was just like real awkward, real weird, and started crying. Like, what do you want to do? Let's go do something. Let's go somewhere.
That's hard. I can't imagine that.
I'm like, Mom. I started like tearing up because she's like crying, and that always just hurts.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on either.
So I'm like, what's going on? Like, tell me. She's like, your dad. I'm like, what about him? He's like, he's gone. I'm like, what do you mean he's gone?
That's a tough age,
As soon as she said that,
13.
I got out the car and ran right into Zach's house.
Yeah.
And I run in the door, bawling my eyes out. Our friend Joe, and his mom's like, what's going on? I'm like, and I couldn't even talk really.
Probably like black out at that point.
I'm like,
did you know his dad when you were growing up?
I met him.
Yeah.
I definitely met him probably once or twice.
Yeah, my dad wasn't around too much.
Yeah.
Like, he was around for me.
Yeah.
But, like, and like I played baseball when I was younger, and I was real big into it because of him.
Okay. Same with me. My dad was big into baseball, and I only played really because of him. I wasn't really a fan of it, but I played because of him.
So my dad lived in over on 8th Street, and then he eventually moved out to Cape May. He was living in Cape May, and then but he would come down and pick me up, and we'd do shit on the weekends and shit like that. But he wasn't around like every day, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
so
what
all
you're
my
saying.
friends didn't really meet him too much. Like my boy Jose knew him just because when I was a kid, he was around a lot more.
Yeah, especially like in the city. Like you said, you were on what, second?
Yeah,
and he was on 8th.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
it's
close
funny
by.
because he lives I forget what street, but it was 8th and something, and the neighbor plays Simba in the Broadway Lion King.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow, that's crazy. But 13's I don't know. I feel like 13's kind of like.
It's a rough age.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're just kind of feeling a little grown up at 13. You know what I mean? 13, 16, 18. Like they're all big ages, and especially like. I mean, 13. Like you have somebody in your life for 13 years. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's great. How do you think that like affected you in life?
Man, I was frozen for a little bit. In life, I didn't have the father figure around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my mom used to tell me, do your homework. I'm backed up, nah, I'll do it later. Nah.
Yeah.
I'll see my dad's truck pull into the driver, I'm at the table,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm there.
And then you lose that, it's like...
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
It's
I
tough.
lost that father figure. I used to look up to my brother when I was younger, so that kind of helped, but like...
Yeah, you had something there.
It wasn't that, you know what I mean? It wasn't my father, you know what I mean? So...
Do you ever feel like you like have something to prove, like, you know, for him or anything like that?
So, my biggest thing is he passed away, he overdosed.
Okay.
And
that's one of the things we were going to talk about is going into drugs and things like that. So we'll get into that. But
but he overdosed, and it made my hatred for drugs way more. And there's other family members, I'm not going to throw no names or anything like that, that still struggle with it, and I hate that shit. That is like
you think seeing something like that is what would pull you out?
And for the longest time, as a kid, my mom didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
For the longest time, the way he died, he had a heart attack in his sleep.
Yeah.
It was never the case.
I remember that's the only thing I've ever...
It was never the case. Yeah. And I didn't know it. I know my dad had surgery and shit, and he was on like medication, and then he was clean for a while.
Yeah. That's how a lot of people start.
Yeah, don't know exactly what got back into it, and like my family's not like I wish it was. I know my future family will always be like that, like real close, because I want that. Like even my girlfriend now, her family's real close, and I love it. Like even on like we had Christmas, and we're playing Christmas games to see who opens up the Christmas gift first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that family feeling because I
never.
Not like my mom always made sure, even struggling growing up, I never knew until I got older and I realized what was going on. I never knew. Because she always made sure I had a roof over my head, clothes on my back, and dinner at night, and meals throughout the day. You know what I mean? So I never realized till I got older. It was just a shock, because like he was my superhero for a little bit. You know what I mean? I looked up to him so much. I learned how to drive with him. He used to own a.
I was just about to say, what did he do for a living?
So honestly, all I personally remember is he was in the cars. He was in the industry. He owned a junkyard.
Okay.
Over here in Glass Barrel.
You ever been there?
Yeah, that's where I learned how to drive. And I remember that.
Wait.
He had me drifting around the pole.
Crashing the cars in the junkyard. Junking them.
So, yeah. And then there was one car that I did crash, but it was junk anyway.
Yeah.
So he gave me something. It was like a rope with a cement block on the end of it. He's like, yo, go smash that car up. So I went ham on that car. I was going crazy on it. And
they have those rooms now where like you go in the room and you just allowed to smash everything. Yeah. People like love that stuff.
Yo, it was so fun. I'm like, what the fuck is? I'm like, I still have a shirts and stuff. I'm like back. I don't know what happened. I know it's still a junkyard. Yeah. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? But he was like a superhero to me. I looked up to him. Probably wouldn't have if I knew everything I know now. But I don't judge him for it. Yeah. I used to like I fucking hate him. He chose that instead of his kids. He's worrying about. Yeah. But
Over
I
time,
can't think,
you kind of
can't
see the
think
big
like that. I
picture
don't
as
know.
you grow up too. You know what I mean? You kinda
I don't
see
know
the,
exactly what was going on. I don't know how it started. I
Yeah.
don't know.
a lot of stuff
I
with the
don't even wanna
medication
know.
too is like that's what you said. Like we talked about my brother. Like my brother went to rehab multiple times, but he had Crohn's disease. Like, and I mean, my brother was. I remember curled up in the floor, like screaming because he was in pain, and like they were giving him the Percocets and all that shit because it was the only thing that made him better, and that's what led him into like. Then that was like became that.
Yeah.
So that's like I had talked about it too. Like I could never see myself doing like
anything
pills or anything like that just because I've seen like what it can do to people.
Yeah.
Which is
and even like when I was a kid, I used to be dumbass. I used to smoke cigarettes and stuff. Stop that shit. But when I was a kid, I would smoke cigarettes here and there. I remember I don't know who it was, but someone told the officer that used to teach the DARE class that I smoked a cigarette, and he brought it up right in the middle of DARE class. I'm like, nah, that's not me. I don't smoke no cigarettes.
Look at us now, DARE officer.
Yo, fuck that officer. Yeah, he used to always like make fun of me when I was fat. He'd always see me at Golden Crown. I'm like, yeah, you see me, I see you too,
who was
fat
the
ass.
officer?
Officer Murray.
Oh my God!
Officer
He
Murray.
arrested me back in the day.
Yeah. Man,
I remember with the DARE class and everything like that, they used to always say like, oh, like marijuana is a gateway drug, and I don't know, I feel like, well, I think we talked about this before too, like I think it just depends on, like look, if you're smoking weed with a bunch of friends that are smoking weed, it's cool, you know what I mean, but like, you got that one kid that's he don't get high enough, and then he's doing something and you get involved with that. I think that's what. I think it's the people around you that can make it a gateway, but it's not like you're gonna start smoking weed and be like, I need crack, like you know what I mean?
I feel like at a point too, it's like, okay, if you smoke here and there, or even if you smoke every day, you smoke a joint a day or something. But when you're sitting there smoking 7-8 joints, it's like 7-8 blunts.
You got
it's like
a problem.
Something's going on.
Like,
Something's
you
going
don't need to smoke that much. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's going on? But
so I feel like me and you probably have the same outlook on drugs. Was something I wanted to talk about. We obviously, I feel like, have the same view. I don't know. You seemed like you wanted to say something. I don't know if you remember what it was, but you were gonna go in there for a second. Tommy cut you off. You got it or no?
No, I think I was gonna ask him a question about his dad.
What do you got? You got something?
No, I was gonna say I know that I was always told that your dad was big into mummers.
yeah, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing the mummers this year.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
I'll be there.
Me and
but
Marky.
I'm not doing it.
Me and Marky
I'll
are
be
doing
there.
it.
Okay. Yeah, he did mummers all the time.
Yeah. You remember like? Did you ever go down there like when he was in it?
Yeah.
You remember all that? Dude,
Yeah, I
that's
remember
crazy,
some of
man.
it. It is crazy.
I don't remember stuff past like middle school, man. I remember like played
like,
outside and shit like that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, I mean, I can't tell you who my like 4th grade teacher was. Like, there's some that stuck out to me.
Boy.
You know what I mean? Like, I know my 3rd grade teacher, but
I feel like I remember a lot of my childhood. I feel like it was the happiest times of my life before shit went left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Before you become an adult, you got shit to do.
I don't know. I feel like your eyes open up once you become an adult, though, too. Like, you realize, like, I don't know, when you're young, all you want to do is be an adult. And then you become an adult, and it's like, I don't know that all I want to do is be young, but I would love to be, like, that free.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'd love to be,
absolutely.
I feel like the way my situation growing up, I feel like I had to almost become an adult a little too early.
Yeah,
than I wanted.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
I feel like from my perspective, I think we talked about this a little bit too. Like, I think I did the house and I got the cars and did all that stuff early just because I wanted it. You know, I thought that was what was the next move.
What do you consider early though?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I probably could have. You know, I got a house early, or pretty early. Like, I feel like maybe I could have done an apartment and maybe invested a little bit.
How old were you when you bought the house? I know we talked about this in previous episodes.
2023, I think 2017 I bought the house, so...
That is early.
Maybe 2018, 5 years ago, so I was like 22. I mean, not super early, but like I never did the apartment.
There's not too many 22-year-olds that are buying houses.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was, the smartest thing. Like, I never was.
I mean, no.
I was never
interest
at
rates
my,
right now. That was a genius.
And our interest rate's incredible, 3%. It's incredible. But I never really had like that. stay at home with my parents and really, really, really save money. You know, like, I never was making enough money living with my parents. I probably was. I was just spending on dumb shit. But, like, I was never making good money staying with my parents, or I don't know, maybe even good money having like an apartment. And I just feel like I jumped into it. Like, I wanted life fast. You know what I mean? I was ready for it, and now I look back on it like, I don't know. I mean, look, I got married. I have a kid. Like, I feel like I kind of did all that stuff pretty early too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But
so
I was just ready for life.
I wouldn't say it's a bad thing.
Right.
No, I don't think so either.
I
mean, I'm happy with everything going on in my life, but I do think there's, like, I mean, the way I do things might not be right. The way other people do things, I don't know. You know, that's like the different beliefs that I've been talking about.
Can't focus on what other people do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think there's all different ways to success. There's all different ways you can go about it. So we'll go into an easy one because we talked about it a little bit. Your political views. I know Z's political views. We're on the same spectrum.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I'm not a big political guy. I don't even really believe our votes matter. That's my personal opinion. Everybody has their own personal opinion.
Yep, that's what we're saying.
Wrong or right. And I never voted. Never did. Probably never will. Shit, maybe after
2024, you gonna vote?
I'm voting.
It's coming this year.
I'm voting. Even though my vote don't mean shit, I'm voting.
I don't know.
2024, Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
That's a good question.
The internet's gonna go crazy.
This is how I feel about it. Joe Biden is a better, like, speaker. But when it comes to not speaker.
Hold on.
Let me elaborate.
I don't even think
I think I know where you're going.
He's better for the people. Like, he's not better for the people. He's better. He knows how to put his words together better. Like, Donald Trump would say whatever came to his mind and don't give a fuck. But Donald Trump was a way better president.
He articulates it better. He's a better articulator, Joe Biden.
What he did for the country was way better.
I don't know that. I mean, I don't know that I know what he's saying. Like, Donald Trump will say, like,
he'll say whatever the fuck comes to his
kick all the Mexicans out of America, where Joe Biden will say, like, we really need to tighten up this border.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
Like,
Donald Trump was blatant as shit.
I like that about Donald Trump, personally.
That's a good thing.
Donald Trump was a great president for, like, the things he was doing for the country. You know
Agreed.
what I mean? And
so you're voting for Joe Biden?
No, I'm not gonna vote. I'm not gonna vote.
All right. So I said I was gonna come up with a tricky question with political views. So the one person I'm going to throw in here can't vote because he's not a U.S. citizen, but let's say he was. So say Elon Musk against Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for president.
Elon Musk. All day.
You think?
All day.
That's a good question.
All day.
Why? For president.
Because he's so in the. I feel like he's way in the future and we're all in the past still.
All right.
You know, he got moves going on that people thinking we're crazy.
He's for the people.
I agree.
And
it's a tough one. I like The Rock a lot.
I like him. Listen, I like The Rock a lot, but he's
a businessman, man. He got his tequila. I know you like the tequila.
Anytime I wear a turtleneck, they say I look like The Rock.
I got you that tequila for Christmas.
He did.
Yeah, I did. But no, that's
so
a tricky
you said you're
question.
getting them the same thing you got them last year.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you ain't getting nothing this year. I told Z I'm gonna get him a Rolex for Christmas, but it's gonna be an IOU. So once we get these views up, I'll let you cash it. Just don't try and cash it in early. You're gonna hurt me, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
So who you got, Elon or The Rock?
I'll come right back at you too.
See, but I feel like they both are very successful men, obviously.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
It is. Elon Musk knows, like, he really
everything.
Yeah,
he's
everything.
a smart motherfucker. I'll make it easy for you. I'm going Elon. You know what I really like on I seen something yesterday on Twitter, X, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even got it anymore. But he put up a post. So Alex Jones, you know who that is? He's like a big conspiracy theorist. He had a conspiracy about Sandy Hook, basically saying, I don't want to say.
I did hear about
I don't know exactly what it was, but
I believe he said that it was all fake and
it was a hoax or something like that.
Hoax, yeah.
So I don't really know how deeply he said it because I do know he kind of backed out on it, but he was kicked off Twitter.
Yeah.
Same as Andrew Tate. He was kicked off Twitter.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate got put back on. He fucking should have never got kicked off.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
There you go, Andrew Tate.
But Alex Jones got kicked off Twitter, and Elon put up a post on his thing and said, should we reinstate Alex Jones on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was a poll.
Yeah.
Go on and vote. 64% said yes. The other, whatever, 36% said no. He added him back on. Like, that's democracy. You know what I mean? Let the people speak. Like, and another thing that they were talking about is like, which we'll go into today's society. This kind of will lead me into that. My favorite question of the episode always. But a lot of people, like, the Twitter files came out, is what they call the Twitter files. And all of those, like, super left-wing people that were, I don't know, believing in all that, whatever, soft shit, I'll say it. There were fake Twitter profiles that were, like, juicing their accounts. So that they felt they got a bigger name. That's why people were getting canceled and all that stuff.
We need to get some juice accounts for our...
Those same people, though, that had those big Twitter profiles, when now Elon took over Twitter, he don't got those bot accounts anymore. They all moved to Reels, and they're all upset because their Reels don't have as much traction as they did on Twitter because they don't have all those bots. And it's like, now they're in the real world, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was, I was listening to Andy Frisella is actually who said it. He has like a Real AF podcast. It's cool shit. But he was just saying, like, it proves that, like, I always said when all that shit was going on, like when Joe Biden was running and everything kind of got soft and it was okay to be soft and people were getting canceled for, I don't know, saying, like, Andrew Tate got canceled for saying, I don't know, I think very masculine, truthful things. He said some dumb shit, but so does Donald Trump. What the fuck?
So does Donald Trump,
But basically, like, when I talked to people, most people agreed with what I was saying. You know what I mean? With, like, I feel like he's talking about the right... Like, I never really ran into these people that were like, cancel him, and never really. I hear people
Andrew Tate, I've heard people talk shit on Andrew Tate, but not like cancel culture, and it basically is like, that was just so pushed, and that was like, it was
so pushed by somebody, you know what I mean?
Somebody was pushing on it.
Or whatever, but, like, what the fuck? Like, this is the real world now.
It is.
So, speaking of the real world.
They speak facts.
That's what I mean.
Facts.
I just feel like,
whether you want to hear it or not.
The media and everything try to make us feel like we were wrong for believing in what we were believing in, and all these people are believing in this, and all these people that are believing that are getting juiced up by these fake accounts that don't believe in it because it's just fake shit. So really, I've fucking been right. But today's society, I'd go off of, like, people's work ethics. I'd know, obviously you grew up around a bunch of different kids and things like that. Like, how do you feel about the work ethic of the kids that you grew up around? Today's society, that's us, our society, our generation.
So I feel like a lot of kids are lazy nowadays, man.
100%.
They're lazy. They don't want to go get it. They want it to come to them and don't deserve it. And you can't think like that. If you want it, you gotta go get it. It's never gonna come to you unless maybe you got mommy and daddy money and they can just hand it to you.
We talk about that all the time.
They can just hand it to you or something like that. But kids nowadays are lazy. It could be a big part of social media, but and the technology that we have nowadays, like now,
video games.
You barely see kids. You barely see kids out riding bikes and stuff like that.
So crazy.
Like, as a kid, that's all we used to do.
We used to do.
Until I got the Xbox 360 when it came out, because it was hot and it was new. You played the game, but you still was always out on the bikes.
It's crazy that you noticed that too. Like it was. I felt like it was so it was known, like, slow down when you're coming down the street I grew up on because the kids are out playing in the street. Like now, it's like
when me and him were growing up, when we were younger, man, there was probably 15, 20 of us riding bikes down the street at all times, every single day.
Everybody
had
all
hours. We used to think we were badass riding to Lindenwold train station to go to Haddonfield.
Yeah, take the train to Haddonfield, ride around over there.
I always say that too, is like, I don't understand how, like, those same kids that, like, I'm sure you probably feel the same way, but the same kids I played out on the street with till the streetlights went down, somehow they don't have this drive that I have. I don't know what gave me it. I know Z got it, obviously. I feel like you have it. You fucking woke me up at 4:30 the other day to go to the gym. So
I don't
know what took that drive away from them.
I think a big part of it is, like, the technology and social media. You see kids, every little kid I see now has a tablet in their face.
Yeah, right.
Has an iPhone.
Yeah. got an iPhone
at 10 years old,
yeah.
I might have had a flip phone to call my mom.
Razor.
I had a Razor.
Something like that.
I got an iPhone 14. You might see a 12-year-old with a fucking 15. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I think it's bad. I mean, look, I think the only people that really can change it at this point is going to be us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing like what you said about like having strong like family ties.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dad grew up, he had 4 or 5 different stepdads throughout his life.
Yeah.
Right.
And when he had me, his big thing was like he wanted to have a close knit family because he never had that. Like my dad never put his hands on me or anything like that because his dad put like hands on him when he was growing up. And I do think like the lack of definitely helps the next generation. You know, not lack of discipline, but like
some kids need to
I think
ask
I'm gonna be honest with
For
you.
sure.
I think the lack of
kids need
discipline
to
is
ask
huge
me.
right
it's
now.
yeah.
You know, there's no discipline for anybody.
Well, I think they made it to the point where like
You can't.
you're frowned upon if you're disciplined.
You can't
Like
discipline your own kid.
I'm gonna discipline my kid, but
I'm
I gotta
definitely
say like the way I was disciplined growing up was more so like my parents kind of treated me like an adult.
Yeah.
Like even when I was younger.
I
like,
mean, you never listen. You never got the belt.
no, I got the bar of soap once. My dad took me to the boys' home. That was rough. That was fucking real rough. I ripped the railing off my staircase in like a fury. And my dad took me to the boys' home in Reading. Fucking dropped me off in the front office and left. And I was just sitting in there for like, I don't know, it felt like fucking hours.
Because my mom used to never like beat me or anything. My dad would put his hands on me if I did it. But I remember one time when we lived over in the first house we moved into when we lived in Jersey, my mom in the basement had like a little workshop. And I don't know what I did, but man, that woman was mad. She threw a tuna can down the steps, smacked me in the back of the head. I'm like, yo, what the fuck was that for? You know what I mean? Like, but kids, they need an ass whooping here and there.
For
Some
sure.
kids,
Absolutely. It's just like a
especially
dog.
kids nowadays, man. Kids be out of pocket. They don't have no control.
No respect.
No
I think if
respect.
you give a
Zero
kid
respect.
respect, like,
Zero respect.
and I think that's why, like with my parents, like, look, if I was going out partying when I'm 13, 14, 15 years old or whatever, I call my mom and be like, I'm drunk, I'm high, I need you to pick me up. But she knew, like, I always had the respect of, like, saying, this is what I'm doing. And she felt more comfortable, like, at least I'm truthful. And they always disciplined me as, like, we're disappointed in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, I think that hits a little harder than the fucking belt. You know what I mean?
Sometimes, yeah.
When they sit you down and tell you, like, you're really fucking up and they're disappointed. Like, when they found out I was smoking weed, they had this whole talk. They were disappointed in me. I felt like my whole world was crashing down. Little to find out my dad was fucking smoking weed. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm fucking doing it. You're disappointed. I'm fucking disappointed.
My dad did the same thing.
You know what I mean?
My dad ratted me out multiple times. Damn well no, he was smoking the whole time.
Yes, yeah. It fucking. I don't know how they do that. I got a couple more things here. We got some fun stuff. Vacations. I know you just went on a vacation.
Yes.
How do you? So we talked about it a little bit. How do you feel about people taking vacations, especially like with work and things like that?
So I feel like everybody needs a little mind, a little freedom here and there. You know what I mean? Everybody, especially if you're working hard, you deserve to congratulate yourself. And I suggest to everybody you should go travel. You know what I mean?
For sure, I love it.
You don't even know how big this world is really until you go somewhere and you're like, damn, like me. Until I met my girlfriend currently, I fuck around, been to Philly, Jersey, maybe New York, and when I was younger we used to go to Canada. My mom's ex-husband had a cabin up there, but I've never really like realized how big this world is, how different different cultures are and everything, and it's like it's crazy. I feel like everybody should vacation. I mean, if you can put yourself to, if you work hard enough and you deserve it. Now if you're just somehow spending money to go on these vacations because they're not cheap. They're not cheap.
Oh, I said that on the last podcast.
They're not cheap. And it's like,
vacations are cheap, man.
Yeah,
you can go on a vacation. Listen, right now we could sit here and plan an all-inclusive vacation. We could probably spend $3,600, $1,200 a person, and go for 4 nights, 5 days.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive.
That's not that bad. No.
You know, that's a vacation.
If you're booking
but
it out a little bit.
Like, listen, if you're going to Italy, that's different. You know what I mean? You gotta pay for meals and you want to sightsee. But if you want a wind down vacation, I'll say like a sightseeing vacation is expensive.
I just went to Europe and it was all exclusive, right? Probably spent
inclusive.
All inclusive.
And
the exclusive trip.
It wasn't.
That was dope.
It was exclusive, but all inclusive fucking cruise, and I still ended up spending over $1,000 on the boat itself, and then however much I spent in Italy,
But
and
that's not
France and everything.
Like, how long did you plan before that trip?
It was probably 6 months.
Nah, because they listen. They asked me to go, right? And
Yeah, but it was like 6 months.
I think it was August, right? I think it was end of August when you guys asked me if I wanted to go. And when
And
did
we
you
went
guys
in
go?
January or what? Last month?
November.
November. Middle
How
of
many
November.
months?
That's 2 months.
That's 2
Right,
months.
and I'm supposed to come up with $4,000 in 2 months.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
But
but
like, look,
possible
that's what I'm
almost.
saying though. Is like if people really plan a trip, like they're not expensive. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna spend $1,200 to go to Mexico, you're gonna spend $1,200 on that Louis Vuitton bag.
That's
so
true.
What
That's
the
true.
fuck do you want to do in
That
your
is
life?
true.
Like,
that's why I feel like you should go on
Travel,
vacation.
yeah,
travel,
I agree.
see the world. Like if you save money, even if it's $20 here and there.
you're a big $20 saver. He loves that.
You're gonna eventually you're gonna spend that shit on bullshit, on fast food, on anything.
It's spend it on a memory.
Save it and spend it on a memory. Enjoy yourself.
I like it.
Congratulate yourself for working hard for it and for saving
That's the
hard.
thing.
even
I think if
don't
you
make
deserve
that
it,
much,
like,
you know what I
listen,
mean?
if you're, I don't know. I'm not gonna say you don't deserve it. If you're,
Yeah.
you could have a shitty job and you could be working hard and you could deserve it. But like, if you're not working hard, I said it last time. If you're not working hard, you don't deserve shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and the thing is, like, with today's society, is like everybody wants more, but they do the same thing. Like, what the fuck? You don't
Yeah.
deserve more if you're doing the same
You gotta
thing.
do more.
Inflation, I don't know. Maybe you deserve a little more, but you don't really deserve more.
Yeah, you don't. If you're
So
not
we'll get
working
into the
for it.
fun shit quick, and then we'll wrap it up. What type of music you listen to? We'll say what type of music you listen to in the car. What type of music you listen to in the gym? Same thing or different?
Yeah, about the same thing. I like rap, hip hop, R&B. Not a big country guy.
Yeah.
There's some country songs I like, but I'm not.
I got into it a little more
You won't
this
ever
year.
get in my car and I have country music playing. That's
Yeah.
for sure. I'm just not. It's not me. I do love rap, hip hop, like I said.
Yeah, I feel like that's what
Lil
I kind of grew
Lil
up
Wayne
on.
was definitely one of my favorite artists. Still is.
Yeah.
Even
Go.
though he's not like putting out as much music anymore, but he's still Meek Mill.
Yep.
R&B, when it comes to R&B, like
Rod
Usher,
Wave.
Rod Wave.
Rod
I guess
Wave's
you
a big
could put
one.
Rod
Yeah.
Wave under there.
Yeah,
Rod
for
Wave's
sure.
probably my favorite artist right
Yeah.
now.
He's all over the place.
He does
but
it.
he's
He does it all though.
typically
He can
mainly
sing.
R&B.
He can rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No, I like it. I'm right in the same
Any
wheelhouse. I
good
listen to a
music,
little more
you know what I
country.
mean?
I talk about country music now as like I like Morgan Wallen. You know what I mean?
I like Morgan Wallen.
I don't. I've never been big into like the tractor and cow country music, but
Right.
Morgan Wallen talks about it's country, but he talks about
Yeah.
like some real shit, riding
Yeah,
quads and shit. Like I'm
yeah.
like I like this
Yeah,
shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I'm not into the
I like
big
Morgan
green
Wallen a
tractor.
lot.
right.
You know what I
like
mean?
I'm not the type if country music on. Oh, shut it off, shut it off. Like I don't care.
Yeah, I can
Used to
vibe
be.
to some of it.
No, I would never. Yeah, if it's me and you in the car and you try and play country songs,
Yeah, listen, because
But
I don't mind. I like. Listen, I don't
but if
mind
we're-
country. I like country.
if we're-
music.
Yeah, I like it
And,
sometimes.
like-
It could be a vibe sometimes.
Yeah.
especially if I got invited somewhere and they're playing country music all the time. That's their vibe.
I used to
I'm
be
not
that.
into
I used to be the way like I show up there playing country music. I'm getting the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? I'm in the wrong place. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So a fun question I got about you. So obviously, your name is Thomas or Tom or Tommy. Thomas.
Like
All right.
on,
Well, this
on
will
the birth
all work.
certificate,
then.
Thomas.
So this will all work. So I'm gonna ask you how you feel about a couple different people. I don't know if you'll know them all. I just went off some Toms.
Okay.
So the first one, I think I know where you're gonna go with it, but we'll go with how you feel about Tom Brady.
Tom
Creep. Fucking creep.
Brady? Yeah, I agree with
You a
that.
Tom Brady fan?
Listen,
Nah, fuck
Hall
Tom Brady.
of Fame.
I'm a Birds fan.
That's
bro.
what I thought
Fuck
you were
Tom
gonna
Brady.
He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Not yet, but he will.
He will be.
He's gonna go down as the
Yeah.
best QB right now.
Listen,
Okay.
sports wise, great. He's a creep though.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely. A
So
little bit
next
of
one,
inside.
I don't know if you know who this is.
A little crazy.
You might know who this is. You might not.
especially at that age.
Thomas Shelby. Do you know who that
I
is?
don't.
Ah,
Who is
Peaky
that?
Blinders, man.
Oh,
Thomas Shelby.
Okay.
He's
all
like
right.
the leader. You gotta watch the show. Peaky
Yeah, you
Blinders
never
is the
saw
leader
that?
of the show back in
You
like
gotta watch
Yeah.
that.
1920s,
Yeah,
1930s,
that's a good
1950s.
show.
Dude, if I could grow up in a generation, I think
Oh,
it would be that.
I would
I'd
do
love
that
that
too.
shit. The
Yeah.
suits, man.
Hang
Like,
out a
yeah.
fucking old
Yeah.
car with a Tommy gun.
In
Oh
front, yeah.
yeah.
It's funny when I went on that cruise, we did a what's it called?
Oh,
This,
you told me about
speakeasy.
a speakeasy.
Okay. Yeah,
and they
that's
were
that.
all dressed like back in the day, and that was dope.
I'll go off of the Cruise. So how do you feel about Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise?
Mission Impossible.
Go.
Go.
Any movie he's in is good movie.
Good times.
Any movie he's in is good movie.
You're big into rap music, so you might not know this one. This is one of my favorites, though.
I know.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty, never heard of him.
You never heard Free Fallin'?
Oh, yeah, Free?
Yeah, Fall. Yup, that's Tom Petty. All right.
Okay.
And the last one, last but not least, Thomas the Train.
Thomas the Train. Yeah, that people used to call me that growing up.
Oh, we gotta bring that back. I'm the Wolf, we got Big Z, and we got Thomas the Train. That gotta be your Instagram.
That used to be my show back in the day.
That's right there. You gotta run with that. You're fucking Thomas the Train. You know what I mean? Fucking, you'll run through any of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
So this is the New Year's episode. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's,
I appreciate everybody watching it, commenting, subscribing, liking. I gotta say, I'm glad we got Tommy on the episode. He's probably one of the only people that shares every one of our reels.
Every one of them.
That's the love that we're trying to get. Look, start sharing some reels and we'll get you on the podcast. You know what I mean? We need more guests.
Like the videos,
That's
go on TikTok, man. Check them out. Growing Pain Podcast. These boys, they've been grinding. They're really putting in work in. I love it.
2024, man.
So far,
I love it.
We're going to keep coming back. 2024, we're going to have Tommy back on.
Yeah,
we got some big guests lined up. We're going to be in writing for 2 episodes. And then we're going to get some business people on. We're going to get their experiences, their life. We're going to grow from there. So I hope everybody has a great 2024, and I hope you keep tuning in.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.